Hello, this is Ariella Carmel at Calcalist's Mind the Tech conference in New York. I'm joined by Michael Shaulov, the CEO and co-founder of Fireblocks. Thank you for joining me, Michael.
Yeah, thanks for having me here.
So can you start off by telling me a little bit about Fireblocks?
Yeah, for sure. So we provide infrastructure for companies, businesses, and mostly financial institutions that are working with blockchain technology and digital assets. It includes actually quite a big spectrum of both services and use cases, but we deal with everything from cryptocurrencies to their ability to use blockchain for payments, for tokenization, and for Web3. And we provide the full spectrum of secure infrastructure that allows them to create wallets, to create settlements, and to basically do programmable compliance over the blockchain.
Do you have any particular areas of focus within the blockchain world?
So actually when we started, we were mostly focusing on transactional use cases, but over the last 6 years as we build the company, we currently have over 1,500 clients worldwide that are using Fireblocks as their main infrastructure. I would say that in general, about 30%, those are kind of trading firms and asset managers that are investing in the different cryptocurrencies, digital assets, tokenized securities, and so on. The other 30 to 40% are fintechs like Revolut, Robinhood, and Nubank, and other sort of fintechs that are providing B2B2C services, right? So they are facing consumers. And then we have actually also a large set of banks, for example, Bank of New York Mellon, ABN AMRO that will use us. And then corporates and brands that are leveraging Web3 technology to create loyalty programs and other use cases in terms of how they engage with their clients.
Okay. Now, are there any particular trends that you're observing within the larger world of blockchain?
Of course. So I think it's hard to talk about blockchain without talking about what was happening specifically in the crypto space in the last 4 or 5 months. So we clearly have seen the rise of Bitcoin and some of the other altcoins. So as people were tracking it, Bitcoin went from $20,000 per Bitcoin during the summer to over 60 right now, I think $65,000. So over 300% increase, which is actually it's like the best performing asset right now. Globally, and we are above. We're actually basically at all-time heights in terms of the price. The reason for that is the fact that the SEC has approved about 11 ETFs, and that allowed a lot of the institutional and retail money to flow into this asset class because you can now buy it through the regular brokers. You can also use it through the ETF as a proxy in the broader capital market ecosystem. So that's clearly the main trend that everybody are looking into today. To be honest, we are actually much more focused and interested in the broader applicability of blockchain and digital assets for other more mainstream use cases than just the sole investment in Bitcoin as an asset class.
Okay. Now, are you noticing an increase in adoption of blockchain by financial institutions? And if so, why?
Yeah, for sure. So I think what we're seeing right now, and it was a bit, I would say, masked by that hype that we see around Bitcoin, but when we're actually looking under the surface, there is a big adoption of blockchain and the crypto rails, and not specifically the crypto assets, for cross-border payments. We've seen currently billions of dollars per month. Actually, about 65% of the volume of transactions that are going through Fireblocks are currently payments using stable coins, which is basically an asset that sits on top of a blockchain, but it's actually pegged to the dollar or pegged to the euro or pegged to the shekel, and you use those tokens to send money across the world and basically move it at the speed of the internet, right? So instead of doing a cross-border transaction, it will take 3 days through SWIFT, it takes you 15 minutes or 5 seconds at a fraction of the cost. So we're now seeing literally tens of billions of dollars of flows going that way. On top of that, we're starting to see tokenized securities coming to the market. We're seeing specific adoptions around money market funds. So basically the ability to invest in tokens that are backed by real treasury bills and so on that generate 5%. There is actually a pretty interesting experiment that we've done with the Tel Aviv Stock Exchange and the Israeli Ministry of Finance back in May, that they issued Israeli bonds on the blockchain. So those, I would say those use cases are now becoming more and more adopted, and the entire ecosystem of moving the financial instrument on blockchain is picking up.
Interesting. Well, on that note, we're going to close the conversation, but thank you so much for speaking with me today.
Thank you, Ariel.